everyone, welcome to the intuitive card reading for the week of September 9th through 15th. For some reason, I know they're not always super straight, but I feel like these are a little bit off. So guys, as I get better, definitely going into the new year, as this channel grows, I'm going to get a lot better at the cinematography of this, of the quality of the videos, the editing of the videos, all that stuff. So that means, it's a good segue, please subscribe to this channel, guys. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate it. If you've seen one or more of my readings, just go ahead and subscribe. Please like this video as well. Please share it with anybody that needs to hear the energies of the week. And I think that's pretty much it. Comments down below. Feedback is always welcome. Just be kind. That's all I ask. And same 3 decks. We're doing 3 decks, not 4. This is kind of the vibe lately for me. It's the same 3 decks, shuffled obviously, and I believe they're in a different order from the last reading. So, all right, guys, let's jump into it. Let's see what we actually need this week. Okay, so we have co-create. Amazing. This is a really good card of abundance and working within partnerships, whether that's the universe or with other people. To me, it feels like the universe feels like a big, something a little bit broader, not necessarily super down to earth, but could mean for some of you guys, because this is for the collective, that it is pertaining to more collaborative work with a partner. This could be like within your relationship. This could also be parenting, by the way, because parenting is, whether you're actually co-parenting with somebody or still in a relationship with somebody, either way, there's 2 people there that are trying to raise a child, right? So I would consider this as, we need to do better parenting. We need to do more collaborative parenting, more collaborative work in general. And this could also be working on your manifesting, working on your abundance ability, not ability, because it's really there. It's working on being clarity is more so what I'm talking about here. Clarity about what you actually want, because you're ready to manifest it. So we need to start thinking of manifesting. The reason I think this is coming up is because a lot of us have been in survival mode. It feels like we're kind of moving out of that. We've kind of been in that limbo for a while, more so in the weeks, in certain weeks and stuff like that, certain months. But it definitely does feel like we're getting ready to kind of like, manifest what we actually want, and be able to co-create. So Spirit is kind of asking us here, saying, all right, now it's time to really figure out what you actually need and what you actually want, right? And what you actually desire. So I love that comes under need. Let's see what action says. All right, so this one is taking a little bit more action. Wise one, grow within your current situation. I'm always bending these cards. Okay, so this is about wisdom. So it's saying you need to take action on your wisdom. So everything that you've learned in the last couple of months, last couple of weeks, last couple of years, anything that you've gone through, and again, some of you guys out there are going through more joyful periods, which kudos to you. Kudos to you, because a healing journey doesn't necessarily have to be on the negative, to be honest with you. You can learn through pain, and you can learn through joy. So kudos to you guys out there that are learning through joy, because that is so not me right now. But I know it's going to be in the next few years, right? I'm doing my time, okay? And I feel like I've done my time. But that's not up to me. It's all in divine timing, divine order. So anyway, so this is basically saying that you need to apply your wisdom. So anything that you've learned, this could be pertaining to work, this could be pertaining to relationships. This is saying you're wiser than that. Okay, I feel like you guys need to hear that. You're wiser than that. You've learned. Do not repeat mistakes or patterns. Mistakes, right? My air quotes. I don't even know how that looks on the video. That's probably terrible, but you guys know what I'm saying, because mistakes aren't really mistakes at the end of the day. They're learning experiences. So basically it's saying you need to apply from your learning experience, the wisdom that you've gained, into something this week, and it'll be for your benefit. Okay, issue. We have upside down victim. Okay, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Yeah. Okay, so we've been getting, you guys know this word is controversial to me. I don't love it, don't hate it. I lean a little bit towards disliking it, but only when it's used. I need it to be used correctly, okay? And this is the way that it's used correctly, because it's saying victim mentality, and victim mentality is saying, oh, I'm feeling choosing powerlessness, and saying that there's nothing that you can do about your particular situation. And the fact that it's under issue is not alarming, but letting you guys know that we need to kind of move through this, right? We need to, and we've been getting kind of that energy in the last couple of weeks, though maybe for the monthly too, I can't remember. But we really need to move past that victim mentality and start gaining some more powerfulness, feeling more empowered is a better way to say it. You guys might be seeing 88 or 888 this week, particularly because we also have the co-create, which 888 is, yes, it's linked to financial abundance, but it's also linked to co-creation, which we have that first card there. Empowerment, which is right here. Encourage, seeing that would encourage us to move forward. And prosperity and manifestation. So between these two cards, I would not be shocked. You guys know I follow numerology, angel numbers, all that stuff. 888 is, and 88 is those angel numbers for empowerment, abundance, prosperity, manifestation. Okay. What do we have challenges with? Let's see, chaos and conflict. Okay, so you have challenges with chaos and conflict. Interesting. So this is about how to work through conflict. So I definitely will say that you guys are going to be, most of you guys are going to be confronted with ways in which you tackle challenges. It's not great that this is coming up because it almost feels like coming after like this, I don't want to say coming after this like abundance type energy, but let's just say it feels like it's not necessarily one. All right, let me put it this way. Sorry, I'm like talking in circles here. It might be one big conflict or it might be a few different conflicts, okay? But there's some type of shadow work that's happening here where Spirit is asking us to really look at how we deal with things that, with confrontation, conflict, anything. Chaos to me is stuff that just goes awry, right? And so there's been a lot of different cards lately that have been asking us to be more flexible, to be more adaptable. And they might have been coming up to prepare us for this week or prepare us for a challenge that's kind of coming up that really has to do with this. And so that's the opposite. Like it's saying that we're not necessarily, applying that flexibility, that adaptability that Spirit's been kind of like asking us for. I would not be shocked if I saw it come up in the rest of the reading, where now it's just saying, when I say shadow, it's making us confront it. It's making us see this, right? For those that do not like confrontation, this is a big week for this, okay? So if you do not like confrontation, you might find yourself this week in a confrontation that makes you uncomfortable, that makes you really see how you're approaching it and not liking how you're approaching it, issues with how you're approaching it, challenges in which you're approaching it. So it definitely does feel like this is specifically for people that do not like confrontation. And that's a lot of us out there, including myself. So this is saying, watch how you deal with anything that is chaotic, anything that is conflicting, and anything that is confrontational. So you're going to have issues with it. I'm not going to lie, guys. This is not all rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, even though we want it to be. But it's saying that we're having some issues here this week. So this week does not come without conflict. Let's put it that way. Okay, change, shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Okay, this is actually very, maybe not similar, but in the same kind of vibe, the same kind of energy, where this is saying transform and make sure you're a shapeshifter and make sure you can transform into something that is into a version of you that could work with it, that could deal with it, that could handle it, right? And so it's under change, so it's a positive thing. So this tells me right after the other that this is even if this is big for some people, even if it's a big confrontation, even if it's a big chaotic thing, even if it's a big conflicting thing, we can still move past it because we do change into that shapeshifter. So both of these energies are telling us to move into a more adaptable, more flexible point of view, way of doing things. But the shapeshifter is a positive one, saying like, yes, and it's under change. It's saying it is actually going to change. So I will say this, it almost feels like this chaos and conflict might be kind of like the theme of the week, meaning like it happens in the beginning of the week and then you work through it as you go through. But it might be, I don't want to, you guys know when I do these readings, it's not pigeonholed so much to the week. So it could be something that's been building up or something that's been happening, but the peak is this week or something like that. But we definitely learn to move and shake with it and be able to morph into what we need in order to resolve whatever's kind of going on. So it's under change. It's a positive thing. So whatever's going on this week, you guys can move through it. That's what Spirit is saying. And you will. And you will. Okay, this came in upside down. The priest violates the trust of your spiritual community. You sell your own spiritual role. Okay, so this is about... so the priest in the shadow violates the trust. Okay, so it's about violating... oh, God, that's that's too strong of a word for this energy here. Let me see if I can word it in a different way. It's just saying that you are... your relationship to a higher power, which when we got this need card here, I said, this co-create card, that we are working, this is more pertaining to working with the universe, working with spirit, universe, God, the divine, whatever you guys want to call it. But it's saying that we're having an issue connecting. Maybe connecting is not the right word. Maybe trusting is more of the word. I know. I sigh because, guys, I know it's so hard to trust that everything is going to work itself out. Do you know how hard that is? I know when I say these things in these readings, it's not freaking easy. I know it's not freaking easy. And as I get better and my channel grows, I definitely want to start putting out videos of like actually how to do that step-by-step process of how to start trusting the universe, right? Because it definitely feels like the trust is broken, that we're not necessarily trusting. And that has everything to do with co-creation, okay? Because if we're not trusting that what is for us will be for us, will come to us, that is already ours, we're going to have an issue. So these two things are very much connected. So it's saying focus on that brokenness, whatever is broken between you and the universe, right? Where that trust, yeah, okay, trust is on the card. I didn't even see it. Yeah, that connection within the universe, because you really do need it to start co-creating, manifesting the life that you want. Hope that makes sense. Oh, questions down below too. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Okay, reflect on what's not for you. Okay, so this week we're definitely going to be faced with things that just don't feel aligned for us. I will say this. It's not like... Okay, so let me use this example, and hopefully you guys will resonate with this. You know when you're like on Instagram or TikTok and you see somebody, like there's like a spider on the wall and somebody's like, oh, throw the whole wall away. They're going to the extremes. Maybe I could have said it like that. Like, you don't have to throw the whole wall away. You just have to capture the spider and get the spider out of your house or whatever. Or kill the spider, whatever you do. I don't judge either way. I will probably kill it. I'm not going to lie. I do not. Like, spiders, especially if they're the kinds of insects that are in Australia. I've seen so many things online about the bugs out there. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent here. This is saying you don't have to throw the whole wall away. You don't have to throw the whole thing away. You just have to make adjustments to what's going on within the situation that doesn't work for you. That's it. You don't have to throw the whole wall away. You don't have to throw... Sometimes people make a joke about throwing a whole person away. You don't have to go to extremes. I'll put that out here. You just have to figure out what's not for you, because there is something that could be for you. It's more so about adjustments than kind of just like throwing everything away. So just make adjustments. And so this is under reflect. So you don't actually have to make them this week, but just reflect on them and think about them. And that's really what Spirit is asking here. Sorry guys, I live in New York City and there's an ambulance, of course, going by. So sorry. Let me wait a second to see if it goes by. Okay, I think it's a little better. Okay, not shocked by this. Do you know why? Because I was just thinking in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but we've got the co-create, we've got the priest in the shadow, and then we have the great teacher learn from spiritual experiences. These are all very, I don't want to say spiritual cards, but it's been a while, and I thought about this last week too when I was doing the last weekly. We haven't had cards in a while that is asking us to do our spiritual practices, connect with spirit, etc. So this is basically saying connect with spirit, but also learn from your spiritual experiences. The wise one is kind of the similar energy where it's saying you have to. This is basically saying come from a place. God, I'm not explaining this correctly, am I? Come from a place of your wisdom, come from your, a more wise, higher self, so to say. And this is kind of the same thing, but it's also saying that you need to connect to spirituality to be able to do that. And really see things beyond, meaning like, see it from your soul's point of view. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And again, questions down below if I'm not necessarily making complete sense, but it's saying that your experiences are spiritual in nature. Your experiences are your soul work. Honestly, that's what I consider soul work, guys. I consider what we have to go through in this life to learn these lessons. Our soul needs to evolve, okay? Our consciousness needs to evolve. So this is asking us to look at that, and that's our responsibility to kind of, sometimes I use the phrase connect the dots and figure it out, okay? This is basically under the action needed, saying that we need to apply, but this is also your responsibility is also to make sure all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that's your responsibility. Money, finances, and career. We have Fool, fiercely, this card is dirty, I don't know why. Fiercely revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurd. Okay, so this is about not taking things too seriously in money, finances, and career. And so this is just basically saying, don't get yourself worked up, lighten up a little bit, find some levity in if something bad has happened in career, quote unquote bad, career, money, finances. So if you got let go, I know there's nothing really funny about that, but it's almost like saying like, find the dark humor in a weird way. If you can, hopefully that makes sense. I don't mean to be offending anybody because trust me, I know it's not freaking funny to lose a job, lose your income, lose a bunch of money, people unalive themselves for those very reasons. I hear about it all the time in being in New York City where Wall Street is and people just losing a bunch of money and jumping out of their 72nd floor apartment. So anyway, I digress, and I don't mean to go down that path, but this is really saying that we really need to have some more levity in whatever we're dealing with in this category, because we don't want to get to that. We don't want to get to a point of, jumping out of a 72nd floor window, that kind of thing. Not invalidating how you feel and your experience about money, career, and finances, but that's just what's coming up, and I'm just the messenger. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys, and I would be interested to see how that manifests for you guys this week. But it's basically saying don't take yourself so seriously. Don't, try to find the humor if you can in a situation that involves these categories here. Okay, surprise, unfinished symphony. Okay, so you're finishing something that you started a while ago. So this might be a task. This might be I don't feel like it's like a big ending, meaning like maybe you started a job a while ago, now it's ending or something like that. But there's something that just you finish off this week that maybe you've been working on for a long time. It actually feels more like a task, a hobby, or something on your to-do list for like a really long time. So again, it doesn't feel like something huge. It just feels like, or who am I to say huge, but it doesn't feel like it's like in the you're ending a relationship, or you're finishing a relationship that you started a while ago or something like that. Like it doesn't feel like a breakup. It doesn't feel like you're losing your job, like stuff like that. It definitely just feels like you're accomplishing something off of a to-do list, and that is a good surprise. It's a positive surprise. Okay, friends, we have winter, take care of your needs. Okay, so this is really about taking care of yourself. So it's interesting that it's under friends, because it's basically saying if a friend needs you and you really can't show up because you need to take care of yourself for good reason, it's okay. And you need to honor that, because after winter always comes spring, but right now you just need to take care of yourself. So take away that guilt, take away that shame. This reminds me of the chronic illness industry, community, industry. Yeah, right. I'd love to get paid for for being chronically ill. It's a community, collective, we could say, who feels this probably all of the time. I know I have felt this a lot. I cannot be there for people around me as much as I'd like to be. And this is basically saying that. It's saying that because I have to take care of myself, I have to do what I have to do. So that's really what that has something to do with. If you're not chronically ill, this could be your emotional health. You might need to take care of your, you might just need to do a digital detox or something and just like shut off all your communication and not necessarily be available to people 24/7. So that'll manifest differently for you guys, for each of you guys. Romantic connection, upside down, hedonist, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Okay, so this is saying be careful of overdoing things. So as far as romantic connection goes, sometimes it could lead to addictions, love addiction, the other addiction. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I'm semi-new to YouTube, so I try not to use any buzzwords, but there's something where there might be an overdoing it or an addiction of some kind, or a continuously seeking pleasure at the detriment of your partner's feelings, or their needs, or something like that. So just be very careful trying to balance this. There's nothing wrong with being in that hedonist archetype, but it is in the shadow, and basically it's saying just be careful of that, that you're overdoing something, overextending yourself in some way, shape, or form, for the pursuit of pleasure and not necessarily for pursuit of health. So keep that in mind. Important. Yin. Okay, yin is just feminine energy. So basically it's saying that I don't feel like it's coming through super strong, but it's basically saying take care of yourself. So we got 3 cards pretty much saying take care of yourself. Very interested to see what this next health and wellness is, but it's saying just be in your being, be still, take care of yourself, make sure you're receiving all of those good things. So it's more of like a chill type energy. Yeah, there's not too much more I can say about that, but I do want to see what this health and wellness is. Okay, is this 2 cards? No, I'm just bending these cards like crazy. Okay, so we have Knight, be brave and honest. Okay, so this is just asking us to be brave, to be honest, to show up, is another thing that's kind of coming up here. So show up. So health and wellness, show up to your doctor's appointments, show up to your acupuncture appointments, show up for yourself. And that's basically kind of what the winter card here is saying when it's in the friend slot here. It's saying you need to show up for yourself, and you need to be honest, and you need to be brave. So definitely, if maybe your doctor said that you need a follow-up with specialists, and you're afraid because you're afraid of what they'll find or something like that, this is saying be brave, and be honest with yourself that if you don't necessarily get this checked out, you'll always wonder, and you'll cause yourself more stress and less peace. And that basically what we're always trying to do is find some type of peace. So it's really detrimental to your health if you're not. So if you're not doing these things. So be brave, be honest, be authentic, show up for yourself in your whatever journey you're on, physical health, spiritual health, mental health. Okay, so overall outcome, what do we got going on here? We have Prince in the shadow, using power for self-aggrandizement. Okay, so this is romantic charm potential. All right, so I interpret this differently a lot, and the energy that's coming through with this is so basically, if it's in the light, it's saying that we're a person of power. And then when it's in the shadow, it's basically saying that there's kind of a loss of power, right? And so we're not necessarily showing up exactly in our power, which makes sense due to that victim card up there. So not to say that it's similar type energy, but it's basically saying that we're not showing up as our best selves. and we're not in our full power, and an extension of that, and if you want to go further, we might be using our power in a different way that doesn't necessarily work for us. I know we got, I don't know if it was last week or if it was the monthly, but we got something along the lines of utilizing our energy and making sure it's being channeled the right way, make sure it's being directed the right way. I'm getting a little bit of that from this, where it's saying, because it's saying using your power for something that is not for the greater good, right? The greater good of yourself, greater good of society, that kind of thing. So it's basically saying that you're kind of misusing your power and not necessarily, and it's, God, how do I say this? It's more of like an egoic power, right? We're kind of letting our ego kind of win. It's not from our soul, from our higher self, or that our true power, right? And so this is saying just be careful with all of that. And so this kind of highlights the victim a little bit more, but I definitely do feel like we're having issues with feeling powerless this week. And it might just be like an overshadowing of kind of like everything that we do. That also might be why the Fool came up this way, because there might be feelings of powerlessness when it comes to work, money, finances, and we need to kind of lighten up the mood a little bit because of that. Yeah, it could be weaved into a bunch of different things on here in this reading, but it definitely does feel like we're just not necessarily feeling as empowered as we want to be. And we really do need that, right? With that co-create card up there, okay? I keep looking at that. So the finishing energy and the starting energy here, they go hand in hand. So basically the co-create is there hair here? Yes. It's basically saying we need to really work with the universe and really start manifesting what we really truly want. But if we feel powerless, we're not gonna, because guys, what is manifesting at the end of the day? I have like a few theories on it, like a couple of ways that I not theories, but a couple of ways I think about it. To me, number one, manifesting is really just getting into alignment, okay? And number two, we need our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions to all align at the same time. But I believe our feelings hold much more weight because they're also where our beliefs are stored. So if we do not believe that we can do something, or that we're worthy of doing something, or we have the power to do something, we're not going to do that thing, okay? It's like you really need to feel it, okay? That's why people say feel it to heal it, okay? And that's why I kind of lean more on the feelings part of things when it comes to spirituality, not just because I'm an empath, and I tend to feel everything all the time, and I know a lot of you guys do at the same time, but it really holds a lot more weight than you think, okay? So I always see people out there like teaching mindset, which is great, we need that as well. But to me, feelings really are really the meat and bones of things, especially of manifesting. So anyway, I'm going on a tangent that is going in circles, I think, or maybe going in a weird direction, but just wanted to say, to close this up, I think it's a pretty decent week. Things are coming up, shadow stuff coming up here in the chaos and conflict, but it's not a terrible week. It's not the greatest week. It's more neutral. You guys got this, but I definitely do feel like we're really getting to a place where we are feeling more empowered, and we really need to get there, and we will. It takes time, and everything is in divine order. So I'm excited to see what next week has to come for us. So subscribe to this channel so you'll be notified. I can't speak, guys. So you'll be notified for the next weekly. And that's it. I'm done talking. I want to make these shorter, but some reason I keep rambling on. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.